Hi, this is Tyler Hardwick from Next Level Guitar. How you guys doing? Hope you're ready to learn some fingerstyle techniques. I'm here to show you basic right and some left hand fingerstyle. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the guitar and some of the basic things you need to know to get started. I've got some more right hand exercises for you to get started with. These are very basic beginner exercises, and they're just going to involve right hand only. So it may, not necessarily sound like music at the beginning, but you're learning some essential techniques here that you're going to use to make the music in the future. So what I'm doing here is just right hand alone. I'm starting at the planting position with all fingers on the strings from the last lesson. And what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to leave my thumb where it is, and I'm going to use only the first finger. So move the first finger, the I finger, to the first string, string 1, your high E. And don't worry about your other fingers for now. They can just be relaxed, let them hang out there. Don't curl them up or keep your hand tense or anything like that. Just as relaxed as possible. Thumb planted, and now we're going to practice first finger rest strokes on the high E string. And for now, you can just, even if you don't have nails, this is the basic exercise everybody has to learn if you want to train your fingers correctly. So
first learn run, then learn fly, Daniel.
Exactly. Yes. So, and again, this is all repetition, and you just got to work this into your practice schedule somewhere if you really want to do this. Just a few minutes a day, but make sure you're paying a lot of attention while you do this, because it's very specific movements. So when I do this practice with the right hand, I'm going to pluck a rest stroke, and I'm going to rest on the second string, and then I'm just going to repeat that. Now, again, the tone is more from the nail, so if you're playing without a nail, it might sound a little more. That's using just the flesh on the finger. So it's a little bit, maybe a tiny bit quieter and, slightly different. So with the nail. So you see, I'm planting right before I play, and that's an important part of playing. Getting your finger in the right spot to make that pluck. So as you play, after you play, put your finger back, plant it in the right spot, then pluck again. And doing this move over and over, very slowly, listen for the tone. You don't want to have a real sharp, bright tone. You don't want that, or popping strings or anything. You want to be plucking down into the guitar and trying to get a very full tone without any buzzing, not plucking too hard. And just over and over again while listening for that and noticing how it feels to your finger and how it sounds. And when it sounds right, then that's how it should feel. And so try to keep that in mind as you practice. In the future, as you get a little better at this, I'd like you to add the metronome to your practice. And if you don't know what a metronome is, it's one of these nifty little guys that just clicks in time. You set it to whatever speed you want. And generally it's going to be a very slow speed as you're beginning these exercises. And that's very important, though, to use that metronome once you feel comfortable with these strokes, because that's going to really clear up any difficulties you have. And you can keep track of your progress as well. You can, make a note, oh, I could play at this speed. And then after you practice for a few weeks, maybe speed it up a little bit, and you can really gauge your practice that way. So later on we'll use the metronome. But for now, just practice that with your thumb in the right spot. Rest stroke. Pluck the first string, rest on the second. Okay, and that's with finger I. After that, we're going to do the same thing with finger M. That's the middle finger. And don't worry about any of the other strings for now. We're just going to concentrate on string 1. Same idea, though. First finger is out above. It's not really touching anything. I'm planting with my middle finger and plucking. Plant, pluck. Just do that for a few minutes every day. And like I said, when you can add the metronome to this, you're really going to see more improvement, because you're going to be working on your rhythm as well. So
it's almost like you're programming your fingers. It's not like muscle memory kind of thing.
It has a lot to do with muscle memory. Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, it looks hard at first, seems hard at first, but when you watch good players, it looks easy to them. And on some level it is, because they spent so long doing these specific movements that their hand can more or less go on autopilot at that point. And you know, you do have to pay some attention, but it's not so hard just to make one note. For example, your fingers are going to be moving together and eventually sync up into these different rhythms that we're going to practice. So it's very important, though, that you develop the muscles in the right way. So after you've practiced your rest strokes with these two, then you're going to move on to this finger. It's very, you know, straightforward, methodical here. The A finger on the first string. Plant, pluck, plant, pluck. Okay? Now, the thumb. We're going to move on to the thumb next, and same idea. We're going to do the rest stroke, and this time we're going to just concentrate on one string at a time. So, pluck 6, rest for a minute, pluck again. Make sure you get that nice tone. Notice it sounds different when you pluck up here than when you pluck a little further back towards the bridge. So the general position again is right here over the sound hole, and you're going to get a sweeter tone right here. So get used to this one. Practice your thumb on string 6 for a while, then practice your thumb on string 5. It should feel slightly different. I'm plucking and resting on the next string. Then I'm going to do the same thing on string 4. The whole time these fingers are planted where they should be. I, M, and A are on strings 3, 2, and 1. So now I'm on string 4 with the thumb. Just rest stroke straight down and resting on the 3rd string now. Okay. Let me show you an example of how to do this with the metronome. So we're going to set the metronome here at 60 beats per minute, and that's fairly slow, 1 beat per second. And it's very important to start all of these exercises slowly, because you have to be accurate and you have to be very clean and have the best tone possible. Only then can you speed up. So the metronome is going to help you develop that. And when we've got it here at 60, the way to practice these rest stroke exercises is to just play on one click, then let another click pass, then play on the next click. So you're playing, you know, 1 every 2 seconds. Okay. And another thing you can do is on the second click, you can plant your finger. So you can play on the first click and then plant on the second click, like this. That plant is very important because that sets you up for the next stroke. Anyway, after you've done that with the I finger for a while, you move on to the M finger. Trying the best tone and volume possible. Do this for a few minutes at a time. It may be a little boring, but it's worth it. You can do it. Then the A finger. And as you see, as you get better at this and you speed up, it becomes a little bit easier and more natural feeling. Thumb. A string, 5th string. Okay, so this is how to do it with the metronome. And again, it's very important, if you can, to try to use it once you get comfortable with these strokes. Once you get a little better, and again, this is just 1 finger at a time, but, you know, you get up to twice the speed in no time, and you'll have...
What's that, 120?
That's 120. And these are all rest strokes. But you should be able to achieve that level fairly quickly with some good practice. And then eventually...